Well, this is a very timely question for someone like me to answer. I'm sure we're going to get all kinds of answers on the professional side of, do your research, the same way that aspiring writers should be reading all the time so that they can see what's on the market and what's popular. Actors who want to work in certain sectors should be watching the projects that are coming out in those sectors, and learning, what are the trends, who are the actors that are working over and over and over and over. Excuse me, that's the congestion getting me. Over and over and over again. What are they doing that's working so well for the market? Obviously work within your communities, get to know your peers and get to know your colleagues, the people who are going to become your castmates later down the line. And it sounds like you're going to be interviewing a lot of other professionals as well. So I'm sure you'll get some extra answers on the professional side.
A
But the
couple
one
others, yeah.
I prefer to offer is the personal side for aspiring actors is, I'm a lot of us grew up in the age of the internet becoming this more widespread thing. And of course, now the next generation are people who've grown up with the internet their entire lives. And of course, it has provided all of this access, all of this, all of these different resources. But the thing that a lot of people still don't grasp, and even I fall victim to this sometimes, is with the enormity of the internet also comes this level of responsibility. Because anyone has access there. Anybody, no matter what creed, no matter what belief system, no matter their opinions on things, no matter their experience with certain things, everyone has a voice. And as the internet puts us into these communities together and implements ways for communities to self organize and self mandate, it also gives power to those people, regardless of how qualified they may be. All of this to say, because I'm not trying to get into like a vent or a rant. A lot of people know recently that my Twitter got suspended permanently, and I don't know if I'm going to be getting it back. Now, it sucks, although I'm still grateful for the fact that, I have my work and, I know myself as a person that for whatever reason it got suspended probably wasn't valid. Um, but the
Agreed.
fact is,
Agreed.
while I wasn't given a reason, there is no stated reason for why it was suspended. There are theories. I can look back to interactions that I've had and say, is there something that could have led to something like this? Because with any system that operates on user reports, there's going to be a system in place for, okay, if we get a mass number of reports, either we have someone act on it or we have a system set up to automatically handle it. Well, I know for a fact that, I poked the lion at times, when it came to stuff like Genshin Impact, there were people that were hoping to catch me doing something, weird. And I would be like, oh, well, the trolls are keeping track of me. So here's one for you guys. Like, don't think I'm not aware of what's going on. But when you deliberately poke the lion, poke the bear like that, you are taking the risk that people either meaningfully or unintentionally are going to react a certain way. And so I can't say, oh, I'm a perfect saint. There's nothing that I did wrong that could have led to this. Even if I think it's not justified, uh, my belief is that I may have annoyed people to where they were like, let's mass report him, because we think he's a certain type of person or we feel like he hasn't been punished. And so we're going to do something about it. Getting off of that topic, because this isn't about me, what the answer to that question is you have to know what battles to pick, what battles to take. Um, you may think that you are having a fun time, mocking a certain toxic form of a community. You may think that you're getting someone or winning an argument or something like that. But you really have to step back and ask yourself, is this worth my time? Is this worth my effort? And perhaps even more importantly, is this worth the risk that I'm putting myself in? If someone decides that they, I don't even know how to word it, but if you piss off the wrong person on the internet, they probably have access to ways to make your life hell. Or if enough people decide that they don't like what you're doing, they have access to ways to punish or seek justice that are outside of your control, because communities now are way too big for a small team of managers to take care of. There has to be some element of I don't know what the word is, self-management within the community, but that also means it's open to being abused. You see it all the time. You see, folks from a political side of the spectrum mass reporting someone who identifies as LGBT because they don't think gay people should have rights. You may have people who falsely accuse someone of, I'm trying to think of when the Smash community, when all that happened, they were convinced that someone was engaged in inappropriate behavior and they mass reported their Twitch account to have it banned, stuff like that. So you just have to be aware that what you do and what you say has an impact, whether or not it deserves to. And so the thing that I would say to people that want to become actors is, if you're going to be building any sort of following, if you're going to be building any sort of audience, if you're going to be marketing and branding yourself on a consistent basis, you need to be aware of what you're doing and saying. You have to be aware of how wide an audience you are reaching. And it may mean that you have to sanitize yourself a bit, that you have to be cautious about what you do and what you say, because it may be funny to you. It may be funny to your inner group of friends. It may be funny to people who are in the know. But if enough people don't know or don't care or find it offensive for whatever reason, you could have to deal with the repercussions of that, And in my case, I'm still working. I still have clients who trust me. I'm still going to conventions. It hasn't affected my career, thank God. But I'm going to admit, it sucks not having access to the 80,000 people who supported me. It sucks that, I have a manager running a PR account so that I can keep to my obligations to my clients and conventions, but I'm not allowed to run that account. I'm not allowed to post on that account. I can't interact on that social media. And in a world where it's increasingly more necessary to be always connected, to be interacting with fans, to have a marketable face, that networks and companies can make use of, it worries me, because now I'm sitting here going, what did I trade in? Did I dunk on some haters in exchange for now not being able to consistently market myself? How is that going to affect how clients see me? How is that going to affect my ability to show events that I'm someone that they should bring because I've got this poll online? It's all very gross to think about from a celebrity perspective, but it's a very real thing. And I'll be honest, it wasn't worth the trade-off. So that is what I would say to aspiring actors is, pick your battles, because some of them, even if you win, weren't worth winning.